Alright chaps, welcome once again to Snetterton. If you've not been following the past few videos, we're Norfolking about this year. We're going to get rid of our Snetterton anxiety. I was quite bad at Snetterton last year with the MR2 Championship. This year we're doing everything we can to be as competitive as possible and hopefully not let anything kind of stand in our way from living our best life. Yeah. So the day so far has not been so successful. It's lunchtime now and there's a reason I'm only just grabbing the camera now. I've been flat out all morning fixing stuff and just having a right run around. That new drive shaft that we put in didn't even last one session, right? One session. So in the first two sessions, so that's 180 quid away, the first two sessions, I've done one flying lap. And that's due to having to fix the car, that's due to other people breaking down, you know, red flags, etc, etc. So hopefully this afternoon we'll have a bit better running, but yeah, so far not been so good. The first session, my lap timer or my GoPro didn't work either, so it's just not been a great start. Changed the drive shaft, got oil everywhere, had to change the anti-roll bar drop link as well because it shit the threads. Just having a bad time. Now we've got something to try on one of our sessions. I might bang this on now. This is a BMC CD8 air filter which I borrowed off another competitor, Cam. I'm going to try that out, I think. I might put it on now. We've got a bit of time before our next session. So these are meant to be a really well performing air filter, but with having an enclosed air filter versus my open air filter, I might get a bit reduced intake air temperatures, which should in theory make the car go faster in a race. But yeah, I think we'll try this out now. I've also got a brand new set of tyres which we need to scrub in at some point. Ideally I would have put them on for the first and second sessions because I only really got up to temperature and then come straight back in on both times, which is a shame. But it's not too hot today. It's pretty hot. It's about 25 or something, but it's not as hot as it was last weekend. Last weekend when I was racing, my intake air temperatures were like through the roof, man. Now remember, we're all concentrating today on what we can do tomorrow. Tomorrow we're racing MR2s. Sunday we're going to be in Club Enduro with Darkside. That'll be really good. And as I said, we're going to have 3 separate videos. Today is all about the testing. Alright, sorry to interrupt once again with an advert, but these things must happen. A few of you said you might want a Norfolking About t-shirt. Well, I've got good news. Limited run though, only for a couple of weeks. Norfolking About can now be yours. Now, obviously this is the test video, but the race video is pretty good. You're going to want to buy a t-shirt, I'm pretty sure, like, you know. But yeah, Norfolking. Anyway, back to the testing. I know it's only a short one, this. The race video, it's been another one where it's taken me a long time to edit. That's the next video. It's going to be really good. Enjoy. So, can this BMC air filter perform any better than the hybrid racing one that's on there? Let's find out, eh? First I need to see if I can mount it, obviously, because things are quite snug in here at the minute. Oh, just quickly, I forgot. So the one lap I did do was into the 19s, but it was a 2:19.9, so a high 19, but that's already nearly 3 seconds faster than last year on the same tyres and stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy with the increased performance. But yeah, let's see if this thing can give us any lower IATs, eh? Alright, let me show you what we're working with here. It's going to fit, I think. I've just checked, and the ambient temperature now, according to Google and all that jazz, is 23 at the minute. And my intake air temperatures on the last run were about 31, 32. So that's what we're aiming to get down. We want to be, you know, if we can, intake air temperatures down to ambient if we can. I mean, it seems like such a dreamland for a naturally aspirated car, but you never know. Well, I ended up trimming off about 1.5 inches off of this elbow, but it's still not quite enough. I think we're going to have to run without this elbow, and then I can put my box back on to try and stop the air, you know, being dirtied from all the heat of the engine still. But I think we're just going to have to let it open from here in there, and maybe if this works real well we can like improve it in the future, but just for a test now anyway. If this was a bit shorter we could probably get away with it, but I don't think that is an option. Oh, this is a little bit concerning now. It's only got about 2 inches of area to breathe from. Remember, the engine can only breathe as much as it can breathe, right? Hopefully that's enough room to get the air it needs. We'll box it up and hopefully it'll stay cool. I've put a little tether, just a little cable tie tether to hold it. It seems pretty sturdy. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we're back out in about 20 minutes time anyway. I don't think I'm going to put the new tyres on. I probably should do, but we'll just put them on at the end maybe. One heat cycle. I really want to test the car again as it is now, with the softer roll bar without changing too much. But I've already changed, yeah, they have put the roll bar on a softer setting when changing the air filter, so some quite significant changes, but hopefully that'll be enough. It should be enough, shouldn't it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Alright, we're all boxed up again. So let's see what this is going to be like then. Lower intake temps or lower horsepower? Hopefully not another wasted session. Maybe I should just put the new tyres on in case it is a wasted session. In case it is a real slow one. Ugh. It's real hard to know what to do, you know, with tyres and stuff. Well, that was an interesting one. A bit of a moment at T1 there, didn't I? So I had 2 half decent laps then in that run. Now that's 3 sessions done, by the way, so let's call it £270 down the drain. And how many laps do you reckon I've done for that? I'll tell you, I've done 10 laps. I don't know if that includes ones where I've pulled into the pits or not on red flags. I assume it does, but the lap time is saying we've done, it'd be 11 now, 11 laps. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like a track day might have been a better idea, but we are the day before the race, so you know, you've got that as well, you're paying for that advantage too. And yeah, we're down to the low 19s. So did a 19.1 and then I did a 19.2. And that's on this mismatchy tyres. The next session we're gonna have to put the new tyres on. Obviously be a bit steady on the warm-up phase, and I think we should be okay to push once they're warm, but we need to be very gentle with them because they're brand spanking new. They have release agents and stuff like that in them apparently. I don't know the science, bro, but I just know we've got to be a little bit steady to start with. So yeah, what did the BMC say? Well, I'm going to look at my data in a sec. I'm going to try and hijack Andy's motorhome. It's got a little table in it. I'm going to have a look at my data. It kind of felt like it was strangled at the top. It did feel like it was a bit strangled at the top, so we'll have to look at the miles per hour at the end of the straight compared to the run I did the previous time. Didn't feel like drastic by any means, and I had a look at the intake air temperatures as well during the red flag, and it was exactly the same. So no benefit gained. I think we're just going to go back to the hybrid racing one. I might do that before the next event just to be sure, but yeah, let's have a look at this data. Yeah, data. So you're probably having a worse day than me today, aren't you? Yeah. Was there any fire or was it just oil?
It's just oil.
So Andy's been fixing his car all day since the first session. At least I managed to get out for a bit of time in the second and the third.
As I keep telling everybody, that's what test days are for.
This is what test days are for, testing your car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Freshly rebuilt engine, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do many fasts tomorrow, is it?
Hopefully, yeah. You might see me in your rearview mirror, you never know.
Oh, maybe. Well, I'm going to hijack your motorhome for a little while because we've got data to look at. Whoa, look at this lovely little table. Little car chair. Oh god, yeah. Right, the data. Right, so I'm just having a look at these laps. So I just did a 2:19.08 was my best time on that run, and then the previous time was a 2:19.9, I think. 2:19.9, yeah, but it was a bit scruffy in the middle section. We knew that. So the interesting thing is the lines here. Look at the speed. Look how smooth the red line seems to be compared to the blue one. Well, what's all that about then? I can't remember it being too jittery. The problem is the first 2 sessions, because of the issues I had. The data, obviously, it's not perfect. I had a lot more laps on that 3rd session, even though we did still have the red flag, but I had a lot more laps still. But it's hard to say whether or not that air filter performed better or not. The speeds, I don't know why the speed looks so erratic. It might have just been the GPS not working so well or something like that. But it looks pretty funky, doesn't it? That blue line compared to the red one being so smooth. Yeah. But if we look at, take that 19.9 off and compare it against the 19.2. So this is one where I held 4th gear through T3. Barely any difference, but the blue line is slightly higher. I'm faster through T1 on the 2:19.2, but then I've got I must have had a tow. Look at the top speed difference there. So yeah, I don't think I was doing anything massively different really. Intake temps, look, by the end of the session, look, they were up to 34, 35. So I don't think any better on that air filter. I think I'm going to put the hybrid one back on, which means I need to knock about really, because we've only got about an hour until the next session. I need to change the wheels, and I think I'm going to put the hybrid back on for the last test. So we'll go back to the air filters on this morning, because I don't think I gave it a fair enough run. Yeah, let's do that. But I'm pretty happy with the time. I want to break into the 18s. The optimal on Race Chrono has gone a bit wild. It's suggesting my optimal's a 2:17.2, which is just impossible, so I don't know where it's got that from. Obviously it's meant to make the optimal, it's meant to add together your best sector times, but there's no way I've done enough to get a 2:17.2, that's ridiculous. Yeah, if we can get into the 18s though, that would be ideal. I'm already ahead of the pole time from last year, but the guys who were on pole are already ahead of that as well, so let's not get too carried away. But yeah, already a big improvement. So that's this year on Toyos, 2:19.08. and that was last year, 2:22.9. So as good as near enough 4 seconds faster. The same car. So pretty happy with that. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the hybrid filter and I'm going to get them tyres changed, and then we've got our final session. But I'm hoping, I don't know if I'm being realistic or not, but I'm hoping I can just go steady on the brand new tyres on the first couple of laps and then start to push on them, but I guess we'll find out. But we are on brand new tyres this run, so we have to go steady at the start. The drive shaft boot's leaking as well, but we're just going to ignore it. Job for tonight. Fashioned a bit late once again. Right, we're a little bit after the last session now. I've time to cool down, look at the data, review everything. So it was a bit sketchy on that session. Brand new tyres. They weren't quite gripping, were they? But hopefully now they've had one heat cycle, they'll be pretty good in the qualifying session tomorrow. I did do 2 low 19s in that session, but obviously a lot of it was pretty wild. Now the session before, I spotted this before going out, the CV boot went again. So am I doing something wrong? I mean, maybe I'm catching it somewhere, but I don't know. I'm going to rebuild the one that we got off Andy anyway, because I did bring a new CV boot with me. So we're not done yet, chaps. We're going to get that on here, and that's all we've got to do. So my air filter performed just as well as the BMC air filter that time. I do feel like the BMC could be ducted better and perhaps could work better, but you know, it's not mine, is it? So I don't know if I'm going to make the investment just yet, because I know the car as it is has got the pace. So I'm back to how I was on the air filter anyway. Yeah, I'm just hoping the tyres have a bit better life tomorrow. I mean, qualifying would be a good time to give them another heat cycle. Toyo apparently say 2 heat cycles is what you need to get them into their best window. So obviously qualifying, you never really, you know, anything can happen in qualifying, can't it? We saw what happened at Brands last time. We're a lot bigger circuit this time, but yeah, we'll see how we get on. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the car anyway. Pretty happy with my times today. We've done probably 4 or 5 laps in the low 19s. So that actually equals last year's pole position time by Aaron, who's under his 8.6 just now. But he's gone a bit quicker, so you know, he's into the 18s, but we're into the 19s, low 19s. We probably could squeeze an 18 if we can get the lap together. But to be comfortable low 19s, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And the car's pretty good, other than the second gear crunch, which has come back. But it's not jumping out of gear at least. But yeah, we definitely have some work to do on the gearbox as well. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, to conclude our testing day, we're going to do another drive shaft, yep. And hopefully it comes away quite nice, this one. The bearing and everything still feels quite tight in it, so I think it'll be alright just with a new boot on it. It's I'm going to show you. You see the big hole in it there, yeah. So that might just be general use, or have I caught it somewhere? We'll have a look at this one when we pull it off. Maybe I'm catching it somewhere. I've got it in my head that there's one certain corner which I'm cutting the curb quite a lot, which is the tight right after Hamilton. Now could that... Nah, surely not. It would have to hit... Nah. It would have to hit the sump first. It can't be, can it? I think it's just general use, and I'm running a bit more camber, aren't I, now? And I've not cleaned the car yet. We'll give it a clean before tomorrow as well. But that's our last job of the day. Drive shaft. I'm going to get some gloves on and not have a white t-shirt on for this one, I think. Oh, final thoughts on a testing day. Was it worth it? Well, I don't know. Was it worth it? We'd have had a lot more track time if we were on an open pit lane, but in the end, because we didn't have any red flags in the 4th session, I ended up getting about 10 or 12 laps in. I have to double check on the data, but throughout the day I've done about 25 laps, so I mean 25 laps at 2 minutes each, so I've got about 50 minutes of laps in, you know. A lot of money in it just to test, but we're tested and we're going into a race tomorrow. We're going into a qualifying tomorrow with confidence, so that's kind of what you're paying for as well. Hey, the car looks pretty good on the camera. It doesn't look so good in person. I've still got the tape on the windscreen and all that. Yeah, looking good. Right, drive shaft time. Look at this. Who needs a vice? Huh? Who needs a vice? Not me. So we just got this snap ring to get off, and that should lift off. Need to get that. Oh, you can't even see the clip. That's how dirty it is. Yeah, lovely job this. I'm not going to touch the camera again. I'll show you when it's done. Right, we're all done. Drive shaft replaced, and the bellow looks good. Hopefully no more leakings. Pete and Hosh are here now. You'll see them on tomorrow's video. We'll cover a little bit of the road sports. Obviously tomorrow's mostly about my little MR2 race. So looking at the times, we've matched last year's pole time. So yeah, that's a big confidence boost, as you can imagine. We'll see how we get on tomorrow. I know Aaron's already gone a little bit quicker than that today, and then Sean will be here tomorrow as well. They're obviously the two fast people in my class, but best of the rest, maybe, just maybe. So I'll see you then. The car's fighting fit, we've got new tyres, everything's looking pretty good. See you tomorrow.